What's up, everybody? Got here. 11 o'clock time for Murals in the Market Live. What's up? I am Jason Hall of Ride Detroit. Man, as you see, I got my helmet on. We just pulled up on the spot. We are going to have some fun today. I can see people are already kind of meandering around because it's kind of cool. Because what they got is they got the street shut down for the COVID. Oh, sorry, sir. Hope you're not cheating on your wife. He's nowhere. He's here by himself. It's not Vegas. But they got the street shut down, so we might get a cool little audience while we're out here today going live. Today's guest, none other than Freddy Diaz, a.k.a. Southwest Freddy. We're going to hang out with him and talk. He's on his way to a mural that he's doing in Flint right now, so he's going to join us in a second. But let's talk about what's been up. We like to do a little bit of housekeeping every week, so let's talk about last week. I want to apologize first off. Yeah, Denial and I got really ambitious last week. We tried to do a little cross-border. Let me turn so that sun's not on you. A little cross-border Detroit to Windsor live. It backfired on us, and subsequently Denial ended up spending the first part of the day in customs trying to get over. But don't give up on me. I'm going to take my helmet off in a second. Don't think I look this nerdy all the time. Actually, I like helmets. Don't even trip on me. Look, they just laughed at me. They were like, that nerdy dude right there talking to himself. Anyway, we got ambitious. Tried to do it. Don't give up. We're going to do it again. Denial's not only going to do it again, but he's promised me that he's going to bring me some giveaways. But you got to come get them. All right? I don't hold your hand on everything. All right? So when I do these lives, I tell you where I am, and then you come get them. That's how this works. Like right now in my bag on my bicycle, I have giveaways. So if you come downtown right outside the Eastern Market Brewing Company where I'm going live, I will give you some of those giveaways, and you get to soak up the live vibe of what's going down. So recap, Denial's got some giveaways coming to you. Hello, Bonnie. Mwah. Good morning. So I'll get that to you. Then also, Joey Solomon, he definitely just redid his piece in Grand Rapids. So if you want to go up to Grand Rapids and check out the street that Joey did, he just redid it. It looks amazing. If you want to check out my interview with Joey, you can go back on the Murals in the Market Instagram, and that interview will be there. Also, go check out, once again, Phil Fresh, you know what I'm saying, Smile, Phil Simpson. Go check out his mural over on 8 Mile and John R. It's a Black Lives Matter mural. Very important to what's going on. The Malice Green mural that Cindy James did over in Highland Park is still going, so go check that out. All of these relevant things. And then last but not least, definitely not least, go get yourself a skateboard deck. All the Murals in the Market skateboard decks came out. Denial, Rick Williams, all the artists, and way more. Tons of great art on all the skateboard decks. Go check them out. They are going fast. I know some of Denial's stuff has already sold out. So get there over at One Times Run and get yourself a skateboard deck. All right. So while we wait for Freddy to get to where he's going, I have no problem flowing from the survival scrolls, baby. So we're in a great spot. We're on Adelaide and Riopelle right now. And not only is Freddy's art here, but we got some other good stuff going down. This is one of my favorite pieces because we all know that the devil really is a liar. Devil's a liar. Okay, so that's if you're from Detroit, you've heard that saying. So definitely check that out. Come around the corner, and we got some original artwork. That's actually original Eastern Market artwork right there. And just like I'm always pumping up my people. We got Cindy James right here. And if you want to come check out some of the stuff that I'm talking about, the point of us doing this is not only to get you, a little insight on the artist, but it is also to get you caught up to the fact that I actually give tours. So if you want to get way more information, come check out ridedetroit.com. We are the official Murals in the Market tour guide. We do tours via e-bike and via walking. So if you want to come check them out on the walking tour, you see about 80% of the murals that are in the project because of than being on the proper Eastern Market land, where we are. But a little bit of that is outside the footprint, on the other side of Gratiot and other spots. So if you come out on the e-bike, we can see that stuff, all right? Man, if you know my tours, me and this guy in this truck, I'm trying to get this dude every week. He's covering up my stuff, man. And I want people to see this piece. So I'm just going to walk up in here. This is some of our brothers and sisters that are doing art and supporting the movement. Once again, Rashawn Rucker, man, that's my dude. Avid sneaker collector, an amazing photographer, amazing fine artist. You got Sydney, got Tylan Sawyer over there. Man, this truck and me, like I said, we're gonna have issues. All right, so I'm gonna keep moving this way. What's up, everybody? I still got my helmet on. Once again, we're waiting for Freddy. He said his ETA was 11:11. So we're gonna keep doing our thing. I'm gonna take you guys by Rick's piece. Oh, well, look who it is. I can start making my way the other way. Our guest has made it on time. I'm gonna give him a second to get settled while I start walking the other way. And then we'll bring in Freddy. Freddy, let me know. Give me a wave if you're ready. And I'm gonna take my helmet off. Whew. Washed my hair this morning. It's looking lovely. Anyway, so back to what we do here. Murals in the Market, we do tours. Come on out. You can find out how to do a tour at ridedetroit.com. Walking tours, hour and a half. E-bike tours, 2 hours. Freddy, I'm going to bring you in right now while I'm walking up on the spot. Yeah.
What's up,
What's up?
man? What's up?
You are in the car? You in the whip?
Yeah, I'm still about to get there, man. I figured I'd just jump in. But I'm like maybe 2 minutes out to the wall, so I'm already pulling up. Yo.
Turn off your Wi-Fi and quit looking for a spot. That might help signal. I learned that. Shout out to Paige. You know, I'm just going to do my own. But actually, Freddy's in the car. So he's probably actually still driving this mural that he's doing in front right now.
Yo, I'm having trouble hearing you, man. Let me take my AirPods out, see if I hear you better that way.
Good. Can you hear me?
Yo.
I'm laughing right now because every week I try to make this thing this major like production. But what I actually like about it is that we are this real and organic that sometimes we got an artist in the car on the way to a mural. And that's what that Freddy's actually working right now. Can you hear me, brother?
Yeah, I hear you now, man. I couldn't hear you when I first jumped in, but I hear you pretty good. You hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, nice.
Freddy, what's up, man? You all right? Let's make sure you're safe, man. You get to where you're going.
Yeah. I'm pulling up to it right now. I'm about to pull up. It's right up at this red light. I'm
Okay.
actually I'm literally I think my ETA is 11:11, man. So I told you 11:11. I pulled up right on time.
I love it. So what are you on your way to right now? Let's get into that, and then we'll come back to the other stuff.
Oh, okay, cool, man. Yeah. So Flint has a public art program, and they raise money every year, and they bring out, they got a lot of walls out here. So I've been working with them on just just coming out here and getting a space to beautify in a sense, because this is like one of the few places when they hit you up that give you ultimate freedom. So I've been chatting with the guy out here. His name's Joe, and he got me a wall, man. He's like, "Yo, come on out." Him and Charlie. I've been coming out to Flint since I was like maybe like 15, 16 years old. They used to have a lot of graffiti festivals out here back in the day, and so yeah, like fast forward, here we are painting a mural.
That's what's up, man. Flint needs all the love they can get. You know what I mean? They're definitely one of those forgotten cities, man. We could talk about the water crisis and all that. So it's good that you're out there showing them some love and continuing to bring that creativity to Flint, man. Thank you for that. So, with that being said, let's get into it, man. So, Freddy Diaz, man, tell me how you got started. When did you first realize you wanted to do art for a living?
Well, I don't know. I don't think I've ever did it with the intent to make money. Like, I just always like doing it. It was always I just grew up in Southwest all my life, so like graffiti was a huge culture. Breakdancing, all like the hip hop elements. I kind of grew up on that since we were kids. And so, as like, as I started to, get into middle school and high school, I did a lot of graffiti. And then it wasn't until I graduated high school that I started to like kind of tap into murals. And um, it wasn't like really. I guess I would say when I figured out I can make a living, and that's what I wanted to do was probably when I went to Europe. Because I spent like after I graduated high school, I went to Europe shortly, I mean, I did like 2, 3 semesters of college and then I dropped out and went to Europe. So, the time that I spent out there was probably when I saw other artists making a living off art, and it was like there was more of like a structure out there. So like it kind of just seemed like it was somebody who made it look possible on like somewhere else. When I saw that it was possible somewhere else, I figured, why not try it here?
So Europe was in essence kind of a training ground for you to really get your feet wet in larger pieces and really getting up on walls.
Yeah, I guess I could say it was like the first time it was introduced to me because I don't think Detroit, I mean, I think the graffiti movement was big in like 2006, 2005, all the early 2000s. I think Detroit's always had a rich graffiti community. But as far as murals going up, I mean, besides Vito Valdez, I don't think in my neighborhood there was anybody doing murals, and there wasn't that kind of like it wasn't exposed to our city yet. And so when I was out in Europe, it was like already happening. There was already artists traveling, getting paid, you know, their flights, their hotels, like mural festivals existed. They're already a thing. And so like that, like in terms of it just being a structure, like on a structure standpoint, it was already like I seen it more possible out there. And then out here, obviously, I mean, there's great artists, man. So like I feel like a lot of the inspiration, is from both places. When I got home, like the first wave, I'd say Detroit had like the first wave of like muralists and street artists that started to come out, and so kind of like a balance between both the Europe scene and the first early Detroit scene was kind of like the inspo.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So when you get back home, you've been inspired by Europe. What's your first move? When did you first, what did you decide? I'm going to take this further and start doing murals here and bring what I learned from Europe back home.
Um, I think the first job was I think it's called Coogan's Bar, and that's on it's right next to El Rancho in Southwest. And I think like that was like my first commission ever like job, and so that was like the first thing that I did when I got back. I was like,
How
well,
much,
I'm gonna go knock.
how much you get paid for that? Was
I
that
think
the
it was like 20. Yeah, it was like $20 in food. So it was just like it was like yeah, it was like the bare minimum, and it was cool though. I was just happy because I was getting paid and I was getting fed and I was like wow, like, and I get to do what I like. So that was like the first thing that I did was just try to find local businesses that would like work with me and like just give me a platform. And so I think over the years, I've learned to just stay here and like really work in the neighborhood, work with all the local businesses, just uplift, make sure that like people from my hood just are like proud to be from Detroit, from Southwest. And anytime I get a chance to go anywhere else, like I try to bring that energy anywhere I go.
Yeah, and that's part of your mandate is like you really try to bless the hood and you really try to stay true to the hood.
Yeah, 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 man. I think community is so important in terms of just longevity. I feel like uh, you know, nobody knows like in the way that this mural game just came out and artists were able to make a living. I consider it such a blessing because it's like, artists still, one of those careers that like it's hard. You got to work to sustain. And so I think the importance of, not only being, privileged to make a living off of it, I think that it's what we leave behind, in a sense. Like murals have always, like, since the early years in life, like whatever, they have always captured time, whether it was with Aztecs, cavemen, like wall art has always, like, like kind of almost frozen time. And so I think that it's important to just kind of leave something that could, like inspire future generations in a sense.
Absolutely, brother. Do you usually stay to a theme, or how do you come up with your inspirations for your murals?
I think as I started to mature more as an artist, it's been easier to just kind of steer into a consistency, and that's always a beauty because, like, as an artist, you just want to have zero constraints, like ultimate freedom to just, build on and always have room for improvement or whatever. But it just really depends on the project. Like if it's corporate, sometimes you have to kind of like meet them halfway in a sense, just because of whatever their regulations and standards that they have on their end. But for the most part, I've always like been heavily inspired by just like Mexican culture, just like where my parents are from, just like the art at home type stuff that I grew up seeing just subconsciously.
That's what's up. So we're looking at your mural and murals in the market. Talk to me about this mural, brother. What was the inspiration behind this?
This mural was kind of crazy because like I didn't even think I was gonna be able to paint a mural that year. I had actually got in to do the basketball courts at Shed, they're at Shed 3 or Shed 2. Um, and it was with the Pistons, so like that kind of took up a big chunk of that time during the festival. And so Craig, I remember Craig was like, "Yo, there's a wall over there if you still want to paint, but you gotta like get it done in like 2 days, cause the international artists are coming in and then they're gonna get dibs on the lifts, cause then they gotta go and whatever. So like their dates are a lot more constricted, and like I had a 2 day deadline, and so like I was like, all right, show me the wall, and I saw where the location was, and I was like, run it. So it was just kind of something that happened like on the spot, like 2 days, like whatever, and because nobody knew I was doing it either, I kind of like that discretion where it was like, all right, I'm just gonna paint whatever I've always wanted to paint in the market, and just like in a sense, like the message that I wanted to give was just like I felt like at the time there was no Mexican art in the market, and if it was, I feel like it wasn't like predominantly in the real like center of the market, and so I was like, well, fuck, like I want to do something, pardon, but like, and I was like, I want to do something that like just reps for like Detroiters and Latinos and Mexicans all over Detroit too, like I just like make a presence in a sense. And so that's how that mural came about. And then just being next to Endu Busy, the guy to my right, like we just kind of sort of coordinated too, like just colorways and like being able to chat with him. I think like that whole experience, that those 2 days were just like really great, man. He's also a really great artist, and just I think that one time run or Mules in the Market does a good job at like when they coordinate artists, they like do a good job at like the lineup and how they put them next to each other.
I really,
Go ahead. Yo.
oh, I kind of lost you for a second.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. I'm back.
I've really learned that in doing the interviews, that when the artists work next to each other, they really do play off of each other. And that's, every week I call it here we go, the Rula and Jesse cheering session. But like, they are really amazing at recognizing talent and how to put people together. How did you end up coming to Murals in the Market?
That's a crazy story because I've known about Justin Rula and Craig. Yo, yo.
Yeah. Can you see me? I can hear you, but you're dipping in and out. So I'm gonna let you try to get to a spot maybe where we can hear you because you froze up. I'm gonna actually try to re-invite you. All right. Wait, there you go. I'm gonna try to re-invite Freddy. Freddy, hang on. So it wouldn't be Murals in the Market live if we didn't have a few technical difficulties. So I'm gonna re-add Freddy right now. Hopefully we get a better connection. If not, he'll be back in a second. So we're getting some insight from Southwest Freddy right now, talking about his inspiration and everything he's doing. We're about to go into how he got into Murals in the Market before we lost sound. So let me try again. All right, so it looks like he is trying to reestablish maybe a connection somewhere. He'll hit me up. So once again, thanks for joining me. To recap, we were talking to Southwest Freddy about his contribution to Murals in the Market. We're about to get into what he's got going on in the future because unlike a lot of the artists that I've talked to, Freddy's actually really busy right now and doing a lot of work. And he's got a really cool perspective on how local artists are getting work because they're local. At the time, everybody wants an international artist. And with COVID and everything going down right now, it's hard for them to get on planes and fly. So right now, Freddy's been doing a fair amount of work. He's doing work in the neighborhoods. What's holding him up is he's actually up in Flint trying to get a mural done that he's doing up there. So let me see if he's here. You know what? I got somebody I'm going to bring in. Feel free. Go ahead. I sent an invite. Let's see. Let's see if somebody will join me. Ah, rats. I was seeing if I could get somebody in that was watching, trying to surprise them. I'm not going to call them out, but I will do that in the future. So be ready. All right. She shot me the heart, but she's probably sending me a text right now like, don't ever do that again. All right. So let me see. Oh, let's see here.
Yo, yo, yo.
Yo.
Sorry I lost you, man.
No, it's all good. You much better. You look much better right now. You're not in the car anymore.
Yeah, yeah. I came outside. I figured it get us better reception. But
1% better reception.
yeah.
So,
So
all
like
right.
yeah. So I don't know if like where I left off was just like how I met. How it came about Murals in
Yeah.
the Market.
Yeah.
And so yeah. So pretty much, long story short, I was buying paint off them as a kid, and then my boy Jordan brought me around, and then they gave me the shot like when I was like I think like 2019. I was still a teenager, man. So like been working with them for a while.
So you worked with them. You were hanging out at 323. That's when we started chopping up because this goes back. Jesse has been invested in the scene for a long time. Like people think Murals in the Market is the beginning, but that is just part of what's going down. You know what I mean? So for a second, you keep saying graffiti, and we keep talking about mural and street art. Can you talk to people for a second? Graffiti art?
It's graffiti art.
Because a lot of people commissioned art, people will say, what's the difference between graffiti and commissioned art? You know, so
I,
can you
I
talk to me about that?
Yeah, I think graffiti is like an art form in the sense of like I think that they're kind of like the rebel art form in a sense because it's like or the rebel genre because it's like I feel like you there could be like a lot of people you could say I love rap music but the next person might like love all music except rap, and so it's like I think graffiti is just categorized as something that is, because it's illegal or whatever. I think it's not. A lot of people take it out of the conversation with in art, but I think that uh, murals are something that public art. I think it has it's a more powerful influence to where you're catering to your audience, and graffiti is like in a sense to where you don't give the artist, you don't give anybody, your audience or anybody, the opportunity to say what you're gonna put on there. So it's I think graffiti is like the ultimate rebel, free form of art, and murals and street art is more like you're embracing the community, you're putting your arm around the everyday people that go by your work, and you're kind of in a sense just trying to communicate with them, and just you're almost just catering to your audience.
That's what's up, man. So we're talking about this mural, but let's talk about some of your other work. Where can we see some other stuff you got in the city?
If you're in ever in Capitol Park, I did the staircase at Lear, which is like right across the street from Capitol Park. Ghost High Thai, I got both their Midtown and Corktown location. What else? Um, damn.
Well, while you think about that,
In GM, I got some in the rent stand.
you got,
But I don't know if like people can get
you
up
got
there.
work let's talk the most recent piece that you did. That's pretty prolific.
Okay, yeah, man. Hey, so yeah, I hope I'm not breaking up, but um, yeah, I guess the most recent piece, it was like very organic. It was something that like 100% unplanned. I did see like I started to see like what happened with Vanessa Guillen and like just through the internet, like through people who shared it on Facebook or Instagram, and so like I read a little bit about her, and so it was terrible, it's tragic what happened to her, and I feel like I mean it's just something that I read as I was going through my timeline, and then sure enough, like I said, a day later after I seen it, I had a girl named Yaya. She hit me up, and she like, she's somebody that was in the military. She's a Marine, and she had approached me about like, hey, like, I just wanted to bring this, what happened, what's happening to light, and just let you know, like, as a person that's in the military, like, this is real. Like, this stuff that's happening is like a real thing. People are really going through this stuff, so like, we really need to bring awareness to it. And in a sense, for me, like, I was like, what made me want to do the tribute was just knowing that I was giving somebody else a platform, somebody that is from that actually has a relevancy to what's going on. It can relate to her, her being a victim. And it's just like, it's terrible, man. I think it was a really hard thing to do, to just paint, just thinking about it. But I appreciate like, like Yaya, Bodega Cat, they were the store the bodega that let us do the wall on their side. It's on Toledo and Scotland, and Ivan, he's a former News in the Market alumni who also came on there and helped me execute, man. And so, yeah, the whole project was just organic. We didn't plan anything for it, man. She started a GoFundMe. Within like hours, we had all the money. So it's just like, it's crazy, man. Everything just like from one day to the next. Like from one day, I went from telling her like, okay, we just need to raise money for supplies. I'll donate my services for free, like all in the love, like. And then like within the hour, she's like, I got all the money, like let's get it. And then we started on a Monday and ended on a Friday and revealed it on a Saturday, and it was like boom, 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 boom. And then here we are on, the following couple of days later, and I'm in Flint. So like it's just been nonstop, and I've been loving it. But this was crazy because my favorite part about this mural was just like seeing like a lot of people would just come out for it. Given the times and that we're living in, and all the stuff that's going on, like people showed out just to see the mural reveal, and we all did it very safely and everything, but like just seeing that unity in the neighborhood is everything that like motivates me. Like, I feel like as an artist, as a visual artist, we have a responsibility of like stories we want to tell, and like how we go about our identity. And I feel like one of the things that we said it in the beginning of the call, but like I'm passionate about community, and so like anytime I can include them and be inclusive and bring like that ownership, like I'm about it.
That's what's up, man. While you were gone, I touched on the fact that you've been busy during COVID. A lot of the artists that I've interviewed have been talking about how like COVID has really slowed them down. But you've been doing a fair amount of work.
Yeah, man. I mean, again, dude, like I don't know who's looking out for me, like somebody up above or whatever. I'm not too like religious, but like I'm spiritual as hell, and like I feel like when the lockdown happened, like for real, like a lot of budgets that I had anticipated on a project that I was gonna do, that the budgets got shifted, and so it was like, damn, like well now. And so, luckily, like I pay taxes and like I'm a LLC and like, I do 1099s every year. So like I qualify for unemployment. But aside of that, like I just took advantage of being on lockdown and having like an income over the last couple weeks to just like create more work that I wanted to do, like that identifies with the stuff I've always wanted to do, and it's just like never got around to doing because like I got to do this project to like pay the bills and like whatever, and so like when you finally get like a good amount of money coming in and you could just hang out at home, like you really got time to reflect on yourself and reflect on the kind of work you want to be doing, and so like I just kind of sat at the table and just came out with a couple different concepts and just experimented with a couple different things that I wanted to do. And I had actually anticipated to be having a show with M Contemporary, and I had been looking forward to putting this body together for to be in a gallery. But then when the lockdown happened, we ended up throwing it online, man, and that did really well. So like I think I sold all my paintings but one, and so like that was like super 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 cool because like man, like given time, we're in a pandemic and like people are still buying art, and I was like hell yeah, dude. It's definitely like it hypes me up, and I get really happy because it's just like like those are just shots you take. You don't know what the outcome. Like everybody, we're literally living 2020 like as organic as can be, and so it's like to have work and to be consistent. Like I'm super grateful.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So, what's up for Freddie in the future, man? Well, let's not even jump there. I mean, what do you envision yourself doing? Let's not talk about the absolute what you're doing, but what would you like to be doing in the future?
Uh, well, I guess like I could say present and future. Like I've already been like one of the things that I've been doing is I've been working with other artists, which is like one of the things that I really look forward to doing, just because I feel like I love what I'm doing. I love the direction that I'm taking individually and independently, but I also believe in longevity. So like I really want to like work with someone younger, someone that's hungry, just like give them the experience and just like kind of like and leave it up to interpretation whatever they want to learn from me. Like I don't want to shove anything down anybody's throat necessarily. I just want to have them come, and I've already like since the last project that we did for Vanessa, I brought Ivan on. He's somebody who I consider a talented young artist, and so it's like and then on this Flint one I got my boy Eduardo Gonzalez. And so, and then, Southwest in general, like not outside of Southwest too, but just like, particularly like my boy Damasio, like Diana, there's a lot of young artists coming up. So like, I just want to like kind of like help them out and, just embrace them, and that's kind of what I see in the future. And then I guess if you want me to answer independently, I just want to be more accessible, man. Like drop shirts, drop stickers, just like drop prints, maybe make more artwork, just be more consistent, be more accessible, so people can support me and like outside of just like looking at murals that I paint.
So, speaking of like, I mean, the kids and the younger and the youth and teaching them, if there's anything that you could tell the kids right now, because we do have a good viewership of young adults, if you could tell them anything about getting started in this game, what would it be?
I guess it's to not take any insults or anything lightly because it's or just take it too harsh because it's like I think you're gonna from day one till day zero or whatever from the beginning to the end. I feel like you're gonna always face a lot of hard moments, but you gotta be consistent. I think that you always just gotta believe in what you want to do and let that kind of pull you forward. I feel like everything in my career, man, has been very very organic. I did not plan a damn thing, so it's I think that the only reason that I'm still on my feet and I'm still going is just because I felt like I've been consistent, and I think that that's one of the most important keys. It doesn't matter what your art looks like. I think that if you practice it, you can perfect any style, any direction you want to take, and yeah, that'd be my advice.
And then you and I yesterday we talked about the business end of things because people don't understand this is real. You're a grown man. You're a grown ass man, bro. Talk about how important it is to get your business right.
Well, man, I mean, we live in a country where credit is everything. So, like, I think that, and you don't realize that, man, because like I think the biggest transition for me was like I was in high school, and you still gotta ask for permission to do things. Like, you can't even just walk up and go to the bathroom. You gotta like, hey, go to the bathroom. But then you get out of there, you graduate, and like you literally within months, you're on your own. You got to figure it all out. So like, um, one of the things that I wish that somebody would have told me since I was young is like, yo, you gotta build your credit. You gotta pay your taxes. You know, like those are two key things that I think like artists that freelance, they don't take into consideration because like cash is king. Like as long as you're making the cash income, you're good. But you got to think long term and you got to think about the seriousness that you want businesses to take you. And so like I feel like if having LLC is standard. If you can't afford to get liability insurance, that's very important. Just because if any company that hires you, you want to make sure that there's no accidents on the site. You know, I know right now is like COVID, so like I don't know how easy it is to like communicate with like insurance company or whatever. But also another thing I recommend is getting a lift license just because for whatever reason, any accident, anything, you want to make sure that you were licensed to be on these vehicles. You know, it's just like little loopholes, man, that just make you more accessible. Because if you have all these things, companies look at that like, oh, we can take a risk with this guy. He has all his like everything is pretty much in order, as to like someone who might not have insurance, then they become a liability. And so, um, those are little things that like I had to kind of figure out on my own. But I wish that like if you're starting out, you need to know that off rip. Invoices are kind of they're another thing that are important just for your records. You every year you do your taxes, you want to make sure you have a receipt for the things that all your expenses, everything that's coming out. Because you best believe everything that's coming in, somebody else has claimed that and reported that. So, and so this is just little things, just on the business aspect, and then I mean, I wouldn't on networking. I wouldn't. I mean, if you're a quiet person, I wouldn't try to tell you to change who you are. I think that you know, I think that based on your character and your personality, you tend to attract those that you're meant to work with and that you're meant to be with. I'm a firm believer of that. So I don't. I'm not like trying to like. I wouldn't want to advise anybody to change who they are characteristically, but just like on a business tip, like just have all your like all everything paperwork side of it, just have it all in order, and then people can hire you, people can work with you because you're accessible. It's just, and I've actually like the reason that I can give this knowledge too is like I've been so lucky and blessed, man. Like certain jobs, certain companies, like if I didn't have I didn't have a like, LLC at a certain point, and like they were the ones like, don't worry, we'll wait for you, go get it, and like like oh like your contracts could use a little bit of like work, so like here's our template, and so like you build relationships with people that you work with, and it's very very organic. It's I feel like super blessed, like because there's no other way that I would have learned what I learned if it wasn't for it happening that way. So yeah.
That's what's up. So now let's get to the immediate future. I want to know what's going on now. So you got Flint going on. What else is going on that you want to tell people about?
Uh, I think after this one, there's a boxer in the neighborhood. He's a former world champion, Tony Harrison.
Oh
He
yeah.
uh he reached out to me recently, man, because this is rough, man. This is so crazy because like every time I do tributes, like I'm always iffy about doing a tribute because I did this tribute and then it attracts more tributes. So it's like like I'm always iffy when every time I do tribute, but like
Right.
he reached out to me because his father, like he lost his dad to COVID, and so Coach Ali, and he's a legend, man. He's a legend on the West Side, big Detroit boxing, legend. And so he reached out to me about blessing his gym. So I think that after I get done here, I'm gonna go out to the West Side super bad boxing gym, and then that's gonna be my next stop.
Okay. That's what's up. Can we flip around? Can you show me the mural that you're doing right now in Flint?
Yeah, man. I'll give you guys a sneak peek if you guys want to peep it.
Do that? Are we allowed? My bad.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I think they just told me not to promote it on my platform just so, because it's COVID, they don't really want many people like pulling up to the wall necessarily. Well, I got somebody pulling in here, but yeah, man. So basically, this the theme of this mural is gonna be just highlighting a fruit vendor because they've been going through it, man, all through California, and just been seeing videos online of like fruit, just all the street vendors, man. They're just kind of going through it. So, um, hold on, sorry, yeah. So
No.
yeah, man.
I like the
So.
bike in it, so that's all that had to be in it for me. Once I saw that, I'm good to go. I feel like it's a mural that kind of is speaking to me. So that's what's up. Yo, Freddy, man, thank you for coming on today. Man, I know you're busy. Once again, you're actually, when is Mural gonna be done? I think.
Uh, I've been at it since Thursday, so hopefully, if all goes well, I'll probably be done by like, I want to say like Monday at the latest. So
Monday.
get a full day today, full day tomorrow, and then finish up Monday.
That's what's up, brother. Keep up the good work. Keep fighting the fight, man. Let's link up and ride bikes. You know how we do. We talked about that. You got to come try out an e-bike, man. Come by the shop. I'm doing social justice rides, so I got to get you out on one because you're definitely a voice that I would love to have from brown and black people out there.
Man, I love
Freddy,
you, man. Appreciate you, bro.
thank you, man. Get to work. Let's link up when you get home. Everybody, let's give it up for Freddy Diaz, man. Thank you.
Much love, baby. I
All
appreciate
right.
you, brother. Hope to see you soon, man. Thank you for this, man. Appreciate the opportunity.
Thank you, brother. I'll talk to you in a minute. I'll call you later on today.
Sounds good, brother. Talk to you. Yep. Peace.
So there you have it, everybody. Wow. Every week they get better because it's like now we're all picking up the vibe on what this is. And what it is this a tool for you to not only get to know the artist, but the artist to let you know that they're real people. These are people that are involved in your communities. These are people that are organizing events. If you want to find out all of the events and stuff that's going on, I'm going to try to put together a database because there is so much going on right now in the world, and every single artist that we talk to every single week is involved in the city or in their community on levels that you would not believe. So get involved with these artists. Every week I tell you, go support your artists. Please go to muralsinthemarket.com or go to One Times Run, buy prints, buy art, support your artists, support their mural projects, check them on Instagram, follow me on Instagram, the Jason of all trades, and book your tours as always through ridedetroit.com, ridetroit.com, e-bike and walking tours. Man, it is a beautiful day in the market. Do yourself a favor, come down, check out Freddy's art, check out all the other amazing art. Hit me up so you can come out and look at this. The street is just getting going. I can already feel the vibe, and I gotta go back to damn work. Ain't this a bitch? All right, so I'm out. Another great interview. If Bonnie says it's good, it must have been good. I feel good about it. Come by the shop, 3613 Woodward, Electric Avenue Bikes. I'll be there 10 to 6. I got a bag full of giveaways. I'll be working on bikes, doing e-bike tours and demos. Holler at your boy.